Hey to everybody, this is Jose Trujillo. Look at this hair, man. I always have sexy hair. This is Jose Trujillo, world's greatest living artist. Today, this is hammer time. Monday morning. I think it's Monday morning. Monday morning hammer time. I'm going to be working on some stuff in my studio, and I'm going to be recording some of the process for those of you who are interested. Not just recording painting, but recording different stuff. How do I organize my studio, and on and on and on. I think that's can be very handy for people. But before we get to that later on today, I want to remind you that you want to have a good boy. Little dog is like, I let him out a little bit, and now he's like I want to stay out there. Before I do that, I want to remind you, look, guys, you got to get your mindset right, and you have to figure out what that is for you. I didn't know my hair was going to be this crazy. You have to figure out what that is for you. Go to Howl Good Boy. Go. And it really all comes down to your mindset, guys. It comes down to the way that you perceive things, the way that you think. See, I think that the problem is that we have too many fucking emotions. I think that's really the problem. Whether you're an artist or not, I think you're gonna relate to this. Most people, I believe, that what's stopping them is not necessarily all of the things that look like the things that are stopping you. You know, it's not the market. It's not, I don't know, the gallery if you sell artwork or whatever. That's not what's stopping you. What's stopping you, I know some people are like, your own self. Yes, but what about your own self is stopping you? What is it about your own self that's stopping you? I'm going to say it right now. For those of you who haven't heard, first I'm going to take a sip of my Starbucks coffee. Guys, hello. The thing that is stopping you is that you think too much. I know, because this is a thing that has stopped me. It stopped me on my tracks. I know I have the potential, and I know I have the possibilities where I live, where I am right now, to create a great, successful career as an artist. Not just get by, not just make some change, like really make a very substantial amount of income, and further my vision and my mission as an artist, because you need resources too, right? You need photographers, you need people that write articles, and on and on and on. You need PR people and whatnot. You need a whole gang, right? A whole group of people to help you your message, to help you get your message out. So what stops you, how's it going, Carol? The thing that stops you is that you think too much. That's the number one thing that stops you. The second thing that stops you, right, is that you develop all of these ideas and emotions out of those thoughts. So you start thinking about all the whatever. You can even start thinking positive. But if you start thinking too much, even if it's positive, hear me out. Even if it's positive, if you start thinking too much, you will start getting negative. Here's why. It'll start out as, oh my God, I have all these ideas. Great. It started as a positive, right? I have all these creative ideas to get my artwork into the market, or to create artwork. Let's just say to create artwork. Have those ideas to create artwork. You start thinking about them, and then next thing you know, you want to write them down, right? You're going to want to write them down, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to write them down. I'm going to organize them. Before you know it, because you're thinking too much, you're going to start thinking about all the shit you have to do and how you don't have time. Right? It started out as a positive, and it went into a negative right away. See, if you think a lot, sooner or later, it might happen in minutes, or it might take hours. Usually it takes minutes. It goes downhill right away. Right away it goes downhill. Because you start thinking about lack. When you start analyzing too much, when you start thinking or overthinking, right? When you start overthinking, what is overthinking? We don't even know what overthinking is. Most people think that you spend all day thinking about something. Overthinking could be you're sitting there and you're like, oh man, I gotta make a painting. And you're like, okay, well, let me see. What am I gonna paint this about? What is it gonna be? That right there could be overthinking. It could only take a few seconds, a minute. and you're already starting to overthink it. Did you know that most decisions are made on the spot? If you don't make them on the spot, you would probably not make them ever in your life. Do you know that most decisions are made on the spot? Most decisions are made between 1 and 5 seconds from the point you think of them. If you don't do them, they're gone. You're going to have to chase that decision. You're going to have to hope and pray to the, I don't know, mythological gods to bring you that opportunity in. Because most people overthink too much. We think too much. That's why I say, what the hell is even overthinking? Because we think that overthinking is that you sit there and you paralyze and you stagnate and you stay there for hours. At that point, I don't even call overthinking. I just think that you went south. Overthinking could be something like, I'm going to go and call a gallery and procrastinate for 10 seconds. You procrastinate for 10 seconds, the chances of you making that choice are almost like 99% lower than what they were in the moment you thought about it. So the problem is, again, the challenge, right? Let's call it a challenge, because look at this hair, man. Sexy hair. The challenge is overthinking. That's the challenge. You think too much. What happens when you think? You start overthinking. What happens when you start overthinking? Remember, 10 seconds thinking about something could very well be overthinking it. What happens when you start overthinking it? Emotions start rising. Emotions. You start thinking how you feel about the situation, what you think, what they think that you think, what you think that they think, and on and on and on and on. At that point, you might as well just roll over and suck your thumb. I don't know. You're not going to do anything. I know it's because this shit has happened to me over and over, and I figured out ways of getting out of it. The way to get out of it is to highly commit. You have to commit so high. You have to commit so high that you give no oxygen to thinking. Right? You got to suck the oxygen out of thinking. I know this is counterintuitive. It's a counterintuitive belief, because most people think that you have to sit there, analyze, make sure that all things are dialing correctly, and then you go into it. That's the kiss of death, actually. It's the other way around. As soon as you think of something, get up and do it. Like a mad person. Like there's nothing up here, right? Like, oh man, you don't think of consequences, because most of the decisions you're doing, guys, they're not life-threatening decisions. They're not going to change the course of your life. Most of the decisions just move you. They're not going to change the course of your life. You calling on a gallery and the gallery saying, no, it's not the end of the world. That means that you actually made progress. You actually made progress. But you waiting to think, to analyze, to figure out before you call a gallery, and then when you feel like everything's ready, you're not going to be ready. Watch, something else is going to come up. And be like, oh my God, my business card is not printed correctly. Oh my God, I can't go and visit the gallery because my business card is not right. And when I leave this business card, it's going to look like I'm not a professional artist. Oh, okay, well, you fixed the business card? I know, because this shit happened to me. That's why I talk about it. This didn't come from thin air. And then when you fix the business card, you're going to be like, my suit is not on point. I need to take it to the blah, 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 to the dry cleaner and make it, I need to take it and make myself look on point, right? Make myself look the part so that they can take me seriously. The only reason they're not taking you seriously is because they're not taking you at all. That's the only reason. The only reason no one takes you seriously is because they're not taking you at all. Like, you're not showing up. So who would care? It doesn't matter how much on point you look. I've seen some people, man, they wanna work with me. They want to do some work together. Artists or photographers or marketers, and they look the point. They look the part, right? And they're all like worried about the business card, and they're all worried about their web presence, their website, and I'm like, dude, you're focusing on all the wrong shit. I don't even think I can trust you. You're focusing on all the wrong shit, like all of it. Like, it's nice, to look good, cool. It's nice to have a nice website, but that is not the thing you want to focus on. The thing you want to focus on is how we're going to solve each other's problems. That's what I care about. You know, someone contacts me on because I'm running a small business right now, right? So someone contacts me on Instagram, right? Here, I'm going to give you an example. Someone contacts me on Instagram and says, man, we have an artist gallery, what do they call it? Page where we can feature your work. We only charge about 50 only, right? $50 for a photograph. And let me tell you about all of the cool stuff we have on the Instagram. You know, on the Instagram feed. Their Instagram feed. And then they go on talking about how all the photos look the same and they look like really nice. And they specifically select the photos so that they look, I don't know, like they match, because I guess that shit matters in Instagram. And they specifically make sure that they tag you and on and on. I'm like, dude, cut it. I don't care about any of that shit. Like, I'm a small business owner, dude. You're barking up. You're pitching completely wrong. How many people are watching, my man? How many people are watching is what I care. How many people like? How many people comment? I want to know that. That's the data I care about. You know, it's not how nice it is, how blah blah blah. I don't know. they're friends with who, I don't know who else. I look at comments. How many comments does it have? How many likes does it have? Right. That's all I care about when it comes to the business end of that. Imagine you having a photograph, one of your paintings featured on an Instagram page, where the people have, I don't know, 2-3 million followers, but only 2 likes. Doesn't make any sense, right? Doesn't make any sense. 2 likes and 1 comment. Or having your work featured on an Instagram page where someone is highly active and they have maybe they only have, 20,000 followers on Instagram, but they have 50, 60 engagements, right? Comments. And they have, 2,000 likes. I'd much rather go that way than go with, you know what I mean? So it's wrong stuff, wrong data. They're focusing on the wrong data. And as artists, we focus on the wrong data too. We tend to do that. We talk about the artwork and this and that. Like, the collector thinks very little about that. Most collectors think about, is this artist, because remember, there's 2 reasons why most people buy art. There's just about 2 reasons. It's only one. It's really because they want to. Everybody purchases something because they want to fix something. They want to fix a problem, right? And it looks different for different people. But even buying artwork. But there's really 2 reasons derived from that, from the first one, that most people buy art. One of them is for investment, right? And investment means different types. It's not just monetary. And the other one is for decoration, right? They need decor. Investment or decoration. Investment, either you're investing on a friend, it's a gift. You're investing on yourself, it's a milestone for you, it matters to you. Or you're investing monetarily, you want it to go up in value, right? And the other one is you just want decor. It's not really necessarily an investment. You could care less. You just really like rabbits and someone painted a rabbit and boom, you need a rabbit and they're going to buy the rabbit. It doesn't matter whether the rabbit costs $2,000 or $1,000 or, $50, whatever, or $10,000. It's not necessarily an investment for them. It's decor. It's different, right? And I know it sounds a little, but that's been my experience with art buyers. So when someone is purchasing for investment, right, for an investment, and you keep talking about the art and the art and the art and the art and the pigments you used and on and on and on, they're not really thinking much about that, right? You have to pinpoint what type of investment, so also, right? But let's say that someone's buying for monetary investment. They want to buy a piece of artwork because they think it's going to go up in value. You better be talking about how you are listed in the marketplace, how you've sold to so-and-so, how these other people that are also prominent in the community or this or that, have acquired your work or it's part of their collection, you better talk about how you're not going to go away. And every time that you show up, every year, new year that you show up in the marketplace, your artwork goes up in value. By the way, it does, right? Whether you show up or not, but if you show up, it goes even higher because now you're putting content out into the marketplace. You're pushing it into the marketplace. So if you're really talking about those things as opposed to I use this type of canvas, that's not going to sell anyone on anything. You know, it's not a selling point. That's again, those are features and benefits, right? That's not a selling point. The canvas, the paint you use, those things may be like, oh, wow, nice. But they're really in the back of their mind, they're thinking about something specifically. Someone who's buying a piece of artwork, they're thinking about something specifically. They're thinking about whether they can bet on you. If the price is more, it's higher, they're betting on you, the horse. They're betting on you, right? Just like if, I don't know, let's say that you're in a place in your life where you have disposable income and you can buy a Picasso drawing, right? I don't know. I say drawing because those are I think the least expensive ones, I think, by him. But, or one of those prints, right? Monotypes or serigraphs or whatever. Anyways, let's say a drawing. You're in a place where you can buy a Picasso drawing. It doesn't matter what paper the drawing is made in. It doesn't, like, all those things have less value than the name Picasso, right? When you're purchasing a Picasso, you're purchasing something else. The Sassy Kiwi says, how do you get inspiration? You don't get inspiration. Inspiration is something, it's not something you acquire. It's always in you. Okay? It's not something you acquire. This is Mindset Monday, and right now we're doing, what is it called? Man, I gotta remember what it's called. Mindset. Keeping your mindset correct. This is hammer time. Early mornings is hammer time. You don't get inspiration. Inspiration is something that is always in you. Inspiration is like the Force in the Jedi. The shit doesn't go away. It's never gone away. It's always here. It's in you, outside of you. It's everywhere. Inspiration, it's life juice. You can't get rid of it, and you can't use it up, and it doesn't go away. You close yourself from it. I'm going to tell you how you close yourself from it. All you artists out there that think that you're not inspired, that's not true. What happens is that you're not moving. You need to move. You need to move. I know it's a hard shoe to swallow, but you need to move. I experienced this over years of painting. Commitment is first, and creativity follows it. No commitment, no creativity. It's not creativity first. You're not going to go and organize and think about your next art collection. None of that is going to work. I promise you. It's not going to work. Good morning. The art prophet. Yeah. None of it is going to work. It does not work that. Inspiration does not work that way. Inspiration is always in you. It's pumping. It's life juice. It's like boom, 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 boom. Inspiration is always in you. It's not going to go anywhere. So you shouldn't worry about inspiration. Like Picasso said, I believe in inspiration, but it has to find you working. This is something that Picasso said. It has to find you working, meaning that work breeds it, right? It's not necessarily that it breeds it. It's always been there, but work opens the door. So you have to work. So if you are a writer, a songwriter, an artist, I don't know, whatever you do, if you don't feel inspired, I'm going to tell you the cure. It's because you're not moving. You need to move. You need to start creating something. It doesn't matter what you're creating. The only reason you don't feel inspired is because you're not moving. Again, and the reason why you're not moving is because you're stuck up here rather than here. Artists, you need to stop trying to be conceptual. This is the shit that's killing you. You need to start using your hands. It doesn't matter if you are going to paint something that you don't know how to paint, that you don't feel like you paint right, that you feel like you paint already too much of that. It doesn't matter. Keep doing it, and then it'll start spreading out. It'll start opening. The more you do it, it's like inspiration is energy. You know how people say in order to get energy, you have to give energy out. You have to expel energy in order to receive energy. It's the same way. People that exercise know this. I don't exercise. I don't really know this. But I know that people that exercise know this. Right? If they go for a run, they receive energy. People that go for a run don't go like, oh man, I'm so tired. Yeah, if you've only done it once, but if you do it every fucking morning, you're at a peak capacity in your body health. If you go out every morning and you run for, I don't know, a mile, 2 miles, whatever, of course, this shit that I have to do, it's a reminder for me too. Of course you're gonna feel, full of energy. But the only way to get energy is to expel energy. It's the same thing with inspiration. The only way to get inspiration is to expel energy. Inspiration is energy. It's life juice. It doesn't go away, and you can't use it up. And it's not something you have and you don't have. It's always there. I'm having my second art show Thursday. It's also Masters Week. Amazing week coming up. I love that. Nice. Good job. Congratulations on that. Lose control to find control. Absolutely. A lot of people don't get that. And you just nailed that. Lose control to find control. This is why some people got upset about the whole. I know in the business end industry, I've heard people talk about that movie. What's that movie called? That movie by that Disney movie or Pixar movie. I think it's a Disney movie. Frozen. When the two girls are singing "Let It Go." I know it's kind of old now, but I was thinking about that anyways right now. When two girls are singing "Let It Go," it's not let it go as in let go of responsibility. It's let go of the bullshit. That's what they're talking about, right? Let go of the control, so that you can let go of the trapped energy, so you can actually get energy. See, when you are an artist and you're trying to create artwork, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm going to create artwork. And you're like, I don't know, I don't have inspiration. That is trapped energy. Feeling like you don't have inspiration is because you're trapped up here. You're trapping energy. So what you ought to do is get that fucking pencil or pen or brush, get that canvas, and start playing with it and say, I don't know what to paint, but I'm going to paint a flower. I don't know what to paint. See, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. And then in that, oh my God, the flower looks ugly, but I'm going to keep painting it because I don't care. In that, you're going to start finding the swing. There's a swing happening. There's a rhythm. There's a rhythm. You're going to start finding the rhythm. And then it's like music. You start out by I was a musician, I was a guitarist. You start out by jamming a little bit, right? Have you noticed how musicians got guitars? They'll get a guitar and they're like, they start playing with it, not really playing anything, right? They're finding the rhythm. There's a rhythm in things. They're finding it's a movement. It's a passetto almost. They're finding a rhythm. And the rhythm is what makes you do stuff. That's why people that work in business, I have a mentor who was mentoring me to make phone calls, right? Cold calls. He's like, dude, the only way you're gonna make a phone call is to pick up the phone and not hang it up. I'm like, what do you mean? Not hang it up? One of those line phones, right? You pick it up and you don't hang it every time you're gonna call. He's like, you have to find the rhythm. Like there has to be this thing that it's only in doing it. You can't do it and then stop. This is one of the things, one of the reasons why when I paint, I tell you guys, I'm going to show you guys that later. When I paint, I don't pick up the brush so often. I don't remove the brush from the canvas. Okay? One of the reasons I don't do that is because I don't want to cut the rhythm. I don't want to cut it. There's a momentum happening. When I'm drawing, if it's there, it forces me to find this rhythm, as opposed to paint, and then once I remove the brush from the canvas, I start thinking about it. I'm like, oh man, okay, well, but if I leave it there, I'm not thinking. It's like, okay, what's the next? Okay, what's the next? It's like, what's the next thing? And what's the next thing? And that's when you start becoming productive. Can you get into an art gallery when you're 16? What if you don't? What if they don't expect? If they don't expect me? Yes, you can get in a gallery when you're 16. I got into my first one-person show when I was 15. I had just turned 15. You can get into a gallery. The only person thinking about your age is you. No one cares. I promise you. You actually have an advantage for that matter. Yeah. Yeah, you actually have an advantage. The only people thinking about their age is the person themselves. Like, I'm too old, I'm too young. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's never matter. No one cares. Uh, if the gallery person, the gallery owner, mom and pop or whatever, is smart enough, they're going to use that as an advantage. They're going to be young master. They're going to say, oh, let's do an exhibit for the young master or some shit like that, right? They're going to come up with something. They're going to come out with something interesting to market. I would, if I had a gallery, I would put, I don't know, five, 14, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds together, and I would call it Young Masters Weekend or something like that. Young Masters Art Show. And I would do something like that. That's an idea you can do if you can put together a couple of buddies of you, or yeah, go talk to a couple of buddies and get an exhibit together. But don't think so much about it. You don't even have to do this. Just go in there and they'll think of something. They don't even have to think of anything. I'm just throwing this because I love marketing, So that would be a great little thing, a great little twist, right? I don't know. To use it to your advantage. Can we see what you're working on today? Totally. I'm going to be recording what I'm going to be working on today in short segments. But I'm also going to show you guys process because I think it's so important. A lot of people have been asking me. I'm putting together these courses to teach how to paint and on and on and on, how to mix colors, my color palette, and all this kind of stuff. But those are going to be later on. So as I'm recording this, I'm going to be showing you guys process. And these are going to be available here on Instagram. They're just going to, I'm going to put them on the Instagram live as I do it. Because most of the time I go and I create artwork, and I think that sounds awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Emily. Most of the time I just kind of do stuff, and I just show you guys like the end, right? Like painting but not mixing the paint, and and many people actually have already told me, dude, what the hell, you got to show me the whole process. And I think that is important. People want to see the whole process. One of the reasons why I didn't do that, why I didn't show you guys the whole process of let's say a painting, is because many people get stuck on the process and they don't move forward. So I wanted to get you guys out of being stuck in the process. But I understand that some people do need the process. And it's important, and that doesn't mean that they're going to stagnate or whatever. But that's how I started. I started showing you, look, guys, I'm going to just work on it because this is the way I would like to share this. Just work on it. Don't get stuck in the process. I have a great question. I'm about to sell my oils for the first time. When can I look to find examples of letters of authenticity? Where? I have one. I'll send you one. DM me, so that we can connect, and I'll send you one of my sample of my letter of authenticity, my certificate of authenticity. If you're doing prints, also I have certificates of authenticity for prints, for limited edition prints. They're very simple, and I'm actually creating a package, a little course. It's not a package. I started out doing it a package, but then I talked to someone, and this guy's like, dude, do courses, online courses, like don't do like paper packages. I'm a bit more old school. That's how I learned. I learned with packages, right? You would go and get the 3-ring binder from the artist who figured something out, and then he was selling that, or so. But I can show you where to get the stuff and everything. The template, if you're into that, I have. Let me go share one. Oh, I have one right here. Here's one. Look, you see that? So I made mine green, right? And with the template that looks kind of like currency, U.S. currency. The reason why, it's because I mean, it's psychology, right? By the way, if you haven't read Cialdini's Influence, what is it called? Influence? I think it's called Influence. It's written by, what's his first name? Anyways, just look for it. It's called it's called Influence by I think he's a doctor. Cialdini is his last name. He talks about all of this stuff. It's really great stuff. If you want to start understanding persuasion and influence in the marketplace, how to market with the correct ways to influence people. This doesn't mean that you make them do something they don't want. What it does mean is that there is a way of communicating things properly. Okay, so the reason why it's so that it's a bit thick. It's not so thin. It feels crispy. I purposely wanted to get this paper that feels crispy, has more fiber, feels a little crispy, and I embossed it. I don't know if you guys can see the emboss. Anyways, it's to make it right feel, not just look and feel real, right? Because they care about this. People care about this, and they should. They should, because this is going to stay with the painting for, I don't know, whatever, 100 years, 200 years, I don't know. If this stays with the painting for only 40 years, 50 years, it's a great addition to the painting. People care about this. In other words, this is also called the provenance. Provenance. Yeah, it's got to be special. So there it is, guys. There are templates where you can go get this, but you have to see the what is it called? How they rent the templates, okay? Because some you can buy, some you can rent, and you just have to see through the literature of the person. From the stock images, okay? So I can direct you guys to a couple. I don't know. They look really nice. I think that the more you make it look like currency, official, something official, not necessarily just nice, but something official. But that's when you're playing. You got more time to play that game. In the beginning, mine looked like shit. It was like my name. And it's the same info, no logo. I have a video of this on YouTube. Go check it out. It's called Jose Trujillo, my name, Certificate of Authenticity. Go check it out. I explained exactly how to do it. And so you don't paralyze and get it going before you get it going nice. Get it going before you get it going good. Get it going first. Make something. Doesn't have to be special. The templates, you can get them at stock, at any of the stock images, iStock or Shutterstock or any of the stock images. Don't get free ones, guys. I tried the free shit. It doesn't work. Don't get free stuff. Yeah, get moving. Don't get free stuff. Buy the template properly. It's only going to be about 25 bucks to get the template. If you buy 3, because you're not sure, it's about 50 bucks to get 3 of them. Buy the template. It's worth your time. You get all the permits with it to using it, because you do have to get it comes with a I don't know. You'll read there, okay? I can't give you guys advice on that, because that's like legal advice, right? On the website, so you have to read through that and you have to check it out. But what I can tell you is it's better to buy it. It's better to just get it. Don't go in and I don't know, just download something from Google. It's not worth it. The resolution is super high, so you're gonna get super clean cut lines. Look at that, just like currency, just like a dollar bill. I really like it. Look at that. So it's really cool. Yeah, but that's if you want to get into that. You don't have to get into that to have a certificate of authenticity. Please, if you don't have a certificate of authenticity and you need it now because you want to put it in your paintings, I urge you not to do this right now. Do this when you got time, when you got time to kill. I hope you never have time to kill, because time is precious. just get an 8x11 sheet of paper and go to my YouTube where I explain to you guys how to do one of these on an 8.5x11 sheet of paper and get it going. Just do that. I promise you, it's going to be the best thing you do if you just get it going fast. Okay? Then you can start getting fancy. Then you can, I even emboss mine. There's an emboss back here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it somewhere in there. I even emboss mine so people can feel it and be like, oh, ooh la la. But I promise you, having it and not having it like this or having it like this, I'm showing you guys my to-do list. Having it like this or having it like this, doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. I promise you it doesn't. It just adds a little bit as you're moving. As you're moving, it adds a little punch, right? But you don't need it. If you're starting to sell and you want to sell, I made over 300K in my art career putting these things in my paintings. Okay? I did. Putting sheets of paper with my, like just on Word document. No logo, nothing. Just on Word. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. I made over 300K of sales using this as my certificate of authenticity on a Word document. I had no logo. All I did was put my name and my info, and then the little lines, because it doesn't matter. The problem is when you start thinking that you need it. You don't need it, okay? You just start doing shit like this when you start getting the income and then you start getting the help and I don't know. I started doing it because I thought, shit, let's move on now, right? Let's move from this to something like this. But you will not need it. You'll make $1 million before you need something like this. I promise you. All right, guys. My name's Jose Trujillo. I'm the world's greatest living artist. I hope that. Let me answer this one before I go. Yeah, sounds great. I still just signed the back of my canvas. Totally. That's all you really need. I do that too. You don't even need it. It's just nice to you're like, oh man, look, I'm official. Totally. So my name is Jose Trujillo. I'm the world's greatest living artist. Guys, stay tuned. If you guys want to learn stuff, if you guys want to learn what to do, what not to do, I don't know everything, but I do know what has worked for me, and that I'm willing to share. And let me remind you guys a little bit also, real quick, 1-1. All right, you the man, Jose. I love that. Thank you. I will be creating courses for people that want me to help them, like hold their hand and walk them through. I know some people need that. I think most people need that because it feels overwhelming in the beginning. I'm going to show you guys how I went from different things that have helped me. How to photograph your artwork to make sure that you get more a better opportunity to sell it. Photographs mean a lot, but it's not what most people out there are saying. It's not that fancy. It's not that complicated. How to get out of procrastination. I have tools that I do that help me to get out of procrastination. The shit that will kill you the most is that you're procrastinating. You're thinking too much. If you just stop thinking, man, you'll start moving. You'll start you'll start making things happen for you. Can I show you a painting that has been inspired by another painting or photo? Can I get sued? Can I show you a painting that has been? That is a challenging thing. I don't know. Some people talk about what do they call them? Nightmares. Some people talk about this horrific horror stories. I don't know. You have to really judge. You have to really judge it yourself. Make sure that it doesn't look like anyone else. I would really urge that. And there are tools to do that. Okay? Yeah, there are tools to do that. Practice tools. For example, I love going and looking at old masters, right? This is how I started creating figurative work. I go look at old masters like Caravaggio, Michelangelo, Raphael, no, I'm just joking. Think about the Ninja Turtles. I'll go and I'll look at the old masters and I would change it. This is how I would practice. I would change the pose. I would change the color. I would change as much. I would be like, oh, okay, well, the person's grabbing the horse like this, right? I don't know, some figure standing grabbing a horse. What if instead of going like this, it's going like this and it's going like that? Right? And what if the horse, instead of looking this way, the horse is looking that way? There are tools, and I've journaled all about it, and I will create a course for that. I promise you, because a lot of people have asked me this question, and you really have to, you have to make it unique. And there are ways to making everything unique, because I know most people suffer from that. Most artists suffer from dude, I don't have resource materials to get and ideas, right? But you really have to learn how to dance that, because everyone looks at things, right? I'll look at a magazine and be like, oh my God, that would look great as a painting if I did this, and that. See, but I train myself to break things apart. You have to dismantle it and make it yours, right? You get an idea, you dismantle it and make it yours. The best way of doing it, of course, is for you to take the own photograph and blah, blah, blah. But if you know how to do it, if you know how to be inspired as opposed to copying, which it gets people in trouble, of course, it's the best way to do it. But you have to learn how to get inspired. You have to learn how to do that, how to utilize. And I've journaled all about it. I guess you would call it journaling. Yeah, I wrote every step of the way when I was creating this, when I was doing this. I've been painting for over 20 years, and this is one of the most, if not the most sensitive and the most important thing for an artist to know. How to turn something yours. How to get something and turn it yours. Because everybody gets ideas from everybody, but you have to make it your own, right? You have to make it your own. You see someone painting a windmill and you're like, oh man, I'm going to go paint that. Do not paint that windmill. Like, learn how to use that idea and make it yours. And use your own style, and on and on and on and on. So you'll get it. You'll get it. It's just going to take practice. It's going to take practice, and it's going to take a lot of courage, because most people don't do it because they don't think they can. They're like, oh, I don't know how to do it. I don't know. If you just start doing it, right, you'll start figuring out. Your own voice comes out, but it only comes out of work. Okay, you can't put the cart before the horse. It has to be work first, and then you'll get good at it. Absolutely. I love that. Well, guys, again, I'm going to tell you anyways, because I can. I'm going to be doing these courses, and I'm going to put them on Teachable. Okay, I'm going to be hosting them on Teachable, this website where you can host this kind of stuff. I'm going to put a link here, I guess, on Instagram very soon. I'm going to change the link because they only allow you to put one link. I'm going to change the link of my eBay store for about, I don't know, a couple of days or so. And put the Teachable link, so that way you guys can go check out the classes. They're going to be different courses. Small courses, medium courses, large courses, whatever. Just about to do anything, right? That has to do with being an artist. Anywhere from how do you deal with working in a partnership? I work with my wife, and we talk about this all the time. There are ways to incorporate, even if your partner is not working with you, there are ways to incorporate this, because it's so important for the people around you to be on board with you. Even if they're not working directly, they need to be on board with you. Otherwise, this shit's going to drag you. It's just going to pull you down. How to deal with the mental aspect of being an artist. I think it's the most important part of being an artist. How to mix colors, my color wheel. Okay, and how to start selling artwork. There's a course for that. I went from $30 to selling $700 a week on Craigslist. I'm going to show you guys how I did that. And is it worth it for you? I couldn't work with my husband. I totally get that. But my wife and I found a rhythm to work together. So I'm going to talk to you guys about that. And what other courses do we have lined up? We have also how I do eBay. I know a lot of people want to learn how I do eBay. I have a course for that, beginner, intermediate course, and and a pro course for people that want to really start, monetizing eBay. I know how to monetize eBay. I'm sure I made over 7 figures on eBay alone. So I'll show you guys how I've done my things. Happy Easter, Lama! And also how to monetize on Facebook. Man, Starbucks hasn't started sponsoring me. I don't know what the hell's up with this Schultz guy. I'm gonna have to have a talk with him. I need sponsor. I need Starbucks to sponsor me, and I need a barista in my art studio. I need a full-time barista. I need a full-time barista in my art studio. I'm gonna show you guys also a course on Facebook content creation, and how to get likes, how to get people to play with you on Facebook. Facebook has been like so awesome with me. I have over 12,000, almost 13,000 fan likes. Guys, if you guys don't have a fan page where you have at least a couple of thousand fan likes, I don't know what you guys are doing. You guys need to do that. It's not outdated. It's ludicrous when people say that. It's a great source to keeping in touch with people, and those people tell other people, and on and on and on and on. Yeah, my Facebook is the same as Insta, but it's Jose D. Trujillo, the letter D. I don't know why I haven't been able to change it. That's my Facebook fan page, Jose D. Trujillo. Very excited to see those monetizing courses. Totally. Dude, so glad you're sharing all your jazz. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I wish somebody would have shared with me this, because when I was starting out, no one was sharing this. I was learning this from like other industries. And one thing I'll tell you guys, I never saw artists making more than a couple of $1,000 here and there. And I didn't like that because I needed to make a living from it. So what I did was that I applied myself. I went and I learned from other people that were monetizing, but not in my industry. And I applied those principles in the art industry. And that's when I started monetizing. So I don't monetize on YouTube. I don't do stuff like that. I sell stuff. That's how I monetize. I don't monetize through ads or anything like that. It doesn't interest me. I know that some people do, but it doesn't really interest me. But I blog a lot. I put out like 2-3 videos on YouTube every day. I blog a lot. But for me, what matters is monetizing on the artwork, because artwork is so dynamic. You can have a small piece, right? You could have a small piece like this, and you could learn how to sell it anywhere between $40 to I don't know, $1,000, $2,000, whatever, and you find everything in between. And learning how to do that takes skill. It's skill, guys. It's not just I'm gonna slap a price on it and sell it. It's gonna take some skill. And I'm not talking about artistic skills. You got those already. It's marketing and selling skills. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that in my courses. This courses, of course, I'm going to be some of them are I guess we can call them evergreen. Some of those courses they're not going to go away. It's toe-to-toe selling. It's business principles that are not going away, that are never going to go away. Some stuff will go away and I have to update it. Some of like the Facebook stuff or the Instagram stuff I'm learning. I'm working right now with someone who's like a super master at Instagram. And they know how to like get massive followers and on and on and on. And we're working together. We're gonna land a deal together so we can do a course. And you can't learn it from me because I don't know. You can't learn the Instagram thing from me. I don't know Instagram, but I know some people who have 100,000 followers on Instagram and they know how to do it and on and on. So I'd rather have you learn from that person than from me, because or maybe I'll learn and then you can learn it from me. Who knows? We'll see how the deal goes. But for sure you can learn from me. Facebook, I rock on Facebook. Facebook is probably the best way. Nowadays, guys, I know I've made this video long. Nowadays, you have to become a media you're in the business of media. You're not in the business of creating art or painting or being an artist. You're in the media business. Even the best artists out there. Look at Cesar Santos, one of the best portrait artists today. Look at this guy. He's blogging every day, 2-3 times a day. Video blogs, articles. You have to become a media. It's the business is media. It's no longer, you have to become a content creator. And I'm going to show you how to do that, how I do that. Yeah, I don't seem to get any reach on Facebook. It's really hard. It is hard when you don't have the people. You need to get the people first. It always comes down to an audience. I'm going to show you guys how to get the audience. Can't wait to see that. Yeah. Yeah. It always comes down to an audience. It's like some people say, I don't know how to sell on this platform. You will never sell on that platform unless you have an audience. For example, on Instagram, it's virtually impossible to sell anything or to promote anything if you don't create an audience first. It's audience. It's audience-based first. You need a platform. You need a soapbox and a microphone. Otherwise, you're not going to sell anything. It's going to be very difficult. The same thing happens with Facebook, with Instagram, with LinkedIn, on selling platforms also, like eBay, Etsy, Saatchi Art, Fine Art America. All of these places, they're platforms, guys, and you need to get eyeballs. It doesn't matter if they have millions of traffic, millions of people of traffic. They're not yours. You need to make them stop and look at you. Okay? So it will always come down to that. It will always come down to an audience. As I said before, I'll say it again. The only problem every business has, every artist, if you're an artist, you're a business. The only problem every business has is obscurity. You don't have an audience. It is the only problem. There is no other problem. It's not your art. It's not your skills, your ability. It's none of that. It's you don't have an audience. Okay, I've said this before. Look, if I paint, I've been painting for over 20 years. If I paint something and I put it on eBay, I'll get something for it, X for it, right? If Britney Spears paints something and puts it on eBay, Britney Spears is going to get, I don't know, $100,000 for that, whatever, right? If Britney Spears has never painted before or doesn't paint, but she has an audience, right? She has reach. It always comes down to reach, guys. It is not your talent. I promise you that. That's the problem. Everybody's confused. Everybody thinks it's their talent. This does not mean that you shouldn't work on your talent. You should. Because in the beginning, it feels like it matters a lot. Because that's the only thing, that's the only value proposition you got. Right? You don't have reach. The only value proposition you have is your product. As you get reach people, your value proposition changes. Now it's just not your product. Now it's that you become more famous, right? There's an association to your name. People want to own it. Not only own it, I don't just want to own a painting, I want to own a Picasso, right? I don't just want to own I don't just want to go to a concert. I want to go to, I don't know, Queen Bee. My wife loves Beyonce. I want to go to the Queen Bee concert, right? It's no longer Beyonce. It's no longer a hip hop concert. Now it's Jay-Z, right? I saw Jay-Z. There's an association to it. It's a whole different game. Freaking Santa. Thanks, man. Dude, our new motto this year is be a daily creator. You have to be a daily creator. You know, when I saw this artist every day doing the daily paintings, I was like, that's awesome. But a lot of people get stuck on doing one thing. Okay, do not do one thing. One is the loneliest fucking number. Don't do one thing, guys. Do multiple things. For example, I did this video already too fucking long. I'm gonna have to leave in a little bit. But then I'm gonna go jump and I'm gonna make a few paintings, and then I'm gonna jump and I'm gonna make a few drawings, and then I'm gonna jump and I'm gonna make a few watercolors, and then I'm gonna jump from that and I'm gonna go to eBay, and then I'm gonna go to Etsy, and then I'm gonna go to Facebook, right? And then I'm gonna post something on Instagram. And then I'm gonna make a video and post it on Instagram. That video I'm gonna go and I'm gonna throw it on YouTube. And that video from YouTube, I'm gonna transcribe it and make an article out of it. And on and on and on and on. You have to do multiple things. This is the winning formula. I just shared with you guys the winning formula. You have to do multiple things. It's not just, I'm going to do a painting, I'm going to put it on Facebook or on Instagram and see what happens. Ain't nothing going to happen other than you getting fucking 30, 40 bucks for it. Nothing's going to happen, guys. Like, you have to do more. Okay? You have to do more. Kill that, Jazz. Yeah. All right, guys. Take care. I'll talk to you guys again. And stay tuned, guys. I got all kinds of good shit here to share. Invite more people. I don't know. Maybe more people might benefit from this. Who knows? I know a lot of people want to learn how to paint. I'm going to be doing those courses. I'm going to be teaching that. But also, a lot of people already know how to paint. Cheers. A lot of people know how to paint, and they want to learn how to sell. They want to learn how to get the gallery exhibit. I know how to do those things. I know how to do those things. I've been making a living as an artist for over 6 years. I learned how to do that. It took a lot of sweat, and it took grabbing my pants and how do we say? We say in Spanish, amarrarme los pantalones. It's making your pants tight, right? Putting your big boy pants on, big girl pants on, big person pants on. Okay, and it took that, but I figured it out. So I'm gonna share it with you guys. All right, take care. Much love, guys. Adios.